Hello, people. We're back again talking about Dynamite
Light the fuse?
because bring the boom.
Oh, I could bring the boom on somebody.
Oh, God.
Just saying.
But we will be talking about last week's AEW Dynamite from,
Historical Savannah, Georgia.
oh, yeah, Haunted Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, maybe. That too.
That's what they say.
Did not
They say
confirm or
Savannah's
deny
one
that.
of the most haunted places in America.
I cannot confirm or deny that. Let's go ghost hunting down there.
I want to, but you always say no
You can go ghost hunting. I will go historical research hunting.
while looking for ghosts. But anywho, Dynamite from last week, and then they haven't announced a whole lot tonight, have they?
Yeah, no, I mean, about average.
I mean, three matches,
Well, we'll
and
discuss it at the end. We'll
and
be back tomorrow with our wrestling news. 'Cause we got news to talk about.
yeah, that we do.
So, are we ready to light the
Ready
fuse
when you are.
and bring the boom?
I am ready when you are.
So we start off the show with our world champion, Samoa Joe. And he comes down to the ring and says that they are embarking on a new championship endeavor and that no more opportunities will be given and they must be earned. Joe just looks like a champion.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on to say, "You may think you are getting opportunity at the championship, but I'm here to warn you. All you are getting is opportunity to have the worst night of your life."
Well then,
Then Hook's music hits and he marches down to the ring with microphone in hand and says, "Last week you won, I lost." Shakes Joe's hand, pulls him in like he was going to whisper something to him, and he says into the mic, "I don't know when or where, but I will see you again."
yeah.
Joe replies and says, "You will." And then he yells at security to get this unworthy out of his ring.
I mean, I wouldn't say he's unworthy, just not as worthy as others right now.
Then Hook takes out the security and he walks up the ramp. So, do you think this made Hook look weak?
No, it's setting up for a rematch in the future, either for the title or not for the title.
Then next we get our first match of the evening featuring, oh Jesus Christ, Hangman Adam Page versus Penta.
It's a good
The first
match.
the first thing I wrote down in my notes was I can't with the porn stashes.
Well, I don't get why this is a thing going on with AEW right now, but can we please stop?
You know, the first person. Every time I see these porn stashes, they remind me of Vince McMahon.
Oh god.
Just like we get Samoa Joe on commentary, and commentary talks about how the rankings are going to come back at the end of the month. The match was good because of Penta, of course. We get a lock up, end up in the ropes. We get a clean break. They begin to exchange chops. Penta with a nice thrust kick. Penta hits his sling blade, which is probably the best in wrestling. Hangman with a splash. He gets a 2 count. Then we see Penta go flying through the ropes. He connects with Hangman outside the ring. Looks like Hangman's head bounced off the floor. And then Hangman gets the win. He stares down at Joe and says that he is taking that from you, talking about Joe's championship. Your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a good match. Both of them did great. You just hate Hangman because you hate Hangman. But both of them were great.
Mm. We go from, oh God, to fucking shoot me with a knife.
Whew.
We get a, oh God, please, do I have to?
Yeah, stop complaining about it. Oh, come on.
An Orange Cassidy promo. Renee asks his reaction to Roderick Strong's challenge at Revolution, to it, to which he replies, okay. Says he wasn't going to wait and he's going to keep wrestling. That is what I do. Asked to get some of his friends, some of his enemies, some of his friends and enemies, and put them together in a match, and the winner will face him at Collision for the title. Then Orange Cassidy says that he has to go because Trent is wrestling Wardlow. Then he asked Renee, have you seen Wardlow? He's big. To which Renee replied, a lot of meat.
Yeah,
I mean, she ain't wrong. I've seen that meat up close and personal. I've gotten a hug from that meat.
yeah,
I got the photo to prove it.
yeah.
Your thoughts on the promo?
I enjoyed it.
Of course you did.
Oh, what, do you just want him to not say anything when he's there?
I want him to be gone.
Well, too fucking bad.
I want him to be gone like the bubonic plague. Then next we see Matthew and Nicholas Jackson walking through. Um, they are handed the show lineup as they're looking through it. They go banger alert. Alvarez tries to get a word with them and says, what is their plan of action as executives? Nicholas says, let's start with your first plan of action and address us by calling us our passport names.
Matthew and Nicholas.
Our passport names is what he came up with. To which Matthew replies to Alvarez, we fixed the catering problem. You had lunch today, didn't you? And says that they're there to have a killer show. Top Flight walks by and Matthew and Nicholas looks at them and says, look who is showing up late tonight. Darius replies, we have been here since 1 o'clock. The Young Bucks ask, where are your credentials? And says, you will be fine next time. And then as Top Flight walks past them, they go, we're killing it.
They are. They are doing good things.
I mean, I kind of like it. It's it's growing on me. I'll put it that way. At first, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna suck."
You have to try new things.
I try new things all the time. I create new drinks all the time. Next,
I
we
have to
have our
show you
match
that later.
with Trent and Wardlow. It should have been a squash match for Wardlow. Thought the match went on way too long, although, seeing Wardlow is definitely a good thing. Wardlow starts off with a shoulder tackle, then he begins beating down Trent. Then Trent rolls Wardlow up into a small package. I don't think his package is small. And he gets a 2 count. Trent manages some offense. Then Wardlow hits him with a forearm. Wardlow sends Trent into the barricade. He looks to be back in control. Then Trent sends Wardlow to the outside. And then Wardlow does his signature power bomb and gets the pin. And then after the match, Trent shoves Orange Cassidy, who was checking on him. We're going to get a
This match
Trent
should have
turn, and it's going to
been
set up him and Orange Cassidy.
this match should have been 5 seconds, and it should have been Wardlow just power bombing the fuck out of him.
Agreed. Something we
I
can
did
agree
not care
on.
about this. Did not care about this.
Only thing I
I
care
like
about was seeing
Wardlow.
Wardlow's hot body.
I like Wardlow.
Oh, and I did get to see Matt Taven at ringside, so I was 2 for 2. I like
Nice
me
of
some
you.
penis popper. Next, we get a Deonna Purrazzo, excuse me, and Tony Storm segment. It was okay. It's setting up their match for Revolution. I did like the split screen of black and white and color. Storm mentions Purrazzo getting body shamed on social media and says it's a shame because there is so much more to shame about you.
Mhm.
Purrazzo mentions that she wants to fight the real Tony Storm and shows off that they have matching tattoos. And Purrazzo is left on the stage holding the women's title, which, I mean, she does look good holding that women's title. I won't be upset if she wins.
Um, but what's the story about the tattoo? I don't know, Bully Ray. Maybe they fucking told your dumbass during the goddamn promo. You fucking dumbass. If there's two people that need to stop like talking about wrestling. JD and fucking Bully Ray, both of them suck ass. Both of them suck. They're not good. Deanna said in the fucking promo why they got the tattoo and why the tattoo is important. Maybe if you fucking paid attention instead of hating because you don't like Tony Khan because you're a little bitch boy, you would actually pay attention. But you won't. So fuck you.
Are you done?
For now.
Okay. Your thoughts on the promo?
I thought the promo was good.
Would you be upset with Tony Storm losing the title to
No,
Deonna Purrazzo?
not at all.
I've met Deonna. She's very nice.
She is nice.
And we have something in common. We both have a degree in history.
Deanna was really nice. And Steve Macklin was a cool guy.
Mm-hmm. He's bigger in person than what he looks like on TV, though. Like muscle
Mm-hmm.
wise.
But yeah, he was cool. And Deanna was cool.
Next, we get Swerve versus Jeff Hardy. I think Swerve and Christian are the best heels in AEW.
Right now they are.
Well, no, I'm talking about 20 years ago.
All I said was right now they are.
Of course,
Damn,
we're talking about right now, dumbass.
that could change anytime.
Jeff looked good in the ring. We get Swerve with an arm lock. Swerve tries to work fast. Then Hardy with a roll up for a 2 count. Hardy slaps Swerve, which just pisses him off. Then he hits a backbreaker on Hardy. Hardy with a drop kick to the back of Swerve. They had lots of great spots during the match because of time. I didn't really write them all down. Swerve does end up getting the win. Your thoughts on the match?
I thought it was a good match, and Jeff Hardy had that match on Friday with Darby that was great, and had this match with Swerve that was great. Maybe we're getting Prime Jeff Hardy back.
Maybe.
But I do find it funny, since Matt hasn't been there in a little bit, that Jeff's been able to show out and like that he could still go the past two matches he's had.
I think the Hardys are gonna retire. I think they're just waiting. I think they were promised a story line with Copeland and Christian. Eventually, I see
Yeah,
Copeland and Christian teaming up, and then we're gonna
yeah,
get like some iconic ladder match or something between them and the Hardys.
probably.
And then I think the Hardys will probably retire. Because I mean, really, there's nothing left for them to prove in wrestling. They're one of the
Nope.
greatest tag teams of all time.
Yep.
Then we get a Hangman promo. Excuse me. Renee asks how he's feeling. Swerve walks up and said, "Did you just see what I did to Jeff Hardy?" Swerve says, "I'm undefeated in 2024 as well." Excuse me. He asks Hangman, "Who's the last person to beat you?" Hangman replies, "New year, new me, dumbass." They start to get into a little brawl. Renee says she has some breaking news and that both will be in a dealer's choice match where they each get to choose each other's match. Now, I thought they, by choosing each other's match, I meant like if you were going to have like a ladder match, an Iron Man match. I didn't know it was your opponent. I was a little confused when they started announcing opponents this week.
Yeah.
But your thoughts on the promo?
That was a good match.
But do we really need to see Swerve and Hangman again? Swerve's done beat him, what, twice?
Yes. It has been twice.
Well, you know what I see happening, though? Since they're both going to be undefeated, I see them ended up having a battle or a match to name the number one contender to Joe's title for Revolution. Because
And
I
it
do
goes
not want a
to
three
draw.
way at Revolution. I want a one on one with Joe and Swerve.
No, it goes to a draw. And then triple threat.
No, I don't want a triple threat. A
Too
triple
bad.
threat will do nothing.
Triple threat would be awesome.
No.
Hmm.
I would do anything not to have to see Hangman at Revolution, but I know that ain't gonna happen.
Too bad.
I can take me a quick nap during that shit.
Too bad.
Our next match features Thunder Rosa versus Red Velvet. This match was sloppy. Thunder Rosa decided to sandbag this match again. Velvet looked like, fuck this shit, I'm out. I thought this match would have been much better. The match starts off with Velvet attacking Thunder Rosa's arm. Rosa has Velvet in the corner. Velvet sends Rosa over the ropes, and Rosa couldn't hardly get over the ropes. Then Velvet sends Rosa's face into the turnbelt, to which I put hell yeah. And of course, Kenta Rosa gets the win.
Well, it is what it is.
Evidently, you didn't really care for this match either, huh?
No, not really.
What was your issue with it?
It felt too slow. That was my issue. It just felt too slow.
Next, we get a Sting and Darby promo. Darby says he is asked about what it's like working with Sting. Says that they're 27-0 and that they are undefeated, which puts them in a pretty good spot since the rankings are coming back, and that they should go after the tag team belts. Darby hands Sting the microphone, and Sting replies and says he's all in. Nice plug there, Sting. Then we see Ricky and Bill respond saying they accept their challenge, and Ricky says Sting will not make it to Revolution. Your thoughts on that?
um, well, Sting and Darby are probably going to win the titles, and then they'll hold the titles for like a few weeks.
I see them winning the titles, dropping the titles to the Young Bucks at Revolution. And there's people saying, no, they should win the titles at Revolution. And I'm like, and do what? Sting's retiring. You're going to win the titles at Revolution and then just vacate them? That don't make no goddamn sense, you fucking idiot.
Not everybody's smart, but
Yeah, you
stop.
got that right. Next,
But
we have
anywho,
Brian Cage and the Gates of Agony versus. Oh, God. This show kept getting worse. The fucking Acclaim.
here we go again.
Yeah, we have Caster and Cage starting off. I need the Gates of Agony to get tag team gold. Nobody cared about this match. The Acclaim need to lose the trio belts. They haven't done shit with them. Nobody cares about them. And of course, the Acclaim win.
Yeah, that sums it up. Like I said, Bullet Club Gold's gonna end up turning on them, and then they'll win the titles at Revolution.
And next, we get our main event featuring Adam Copeland versus Minoru Suzuki.
Monero.
We, I'm not Japanese, so if I mispronounce the Japanese name, don't sue me. Um, we love Murder Grandpa.
Murder Grandpa is the cool guy.
Like, I wish that was my grandpa. Like, I just walk around with it. The match was good. I put in my notes, I think Suzuki's gonna kill Copeland. They begin exchanging forearms. We get a slugfest in the center of the ring. Copeland with a nice boot to Suzuki, who was on the apron. Suzuki and Copeland both go through the barricades. I put, oh my God, they're dead. The ref starts the count. They both get in the ring at the non-count. They each got in their moves. Copeland with the win by using the kill switch. We seen a picture of, or seen a shot of Christian backstage watching the match. Copeland gets on the mic and says he's never been hit that hard in his life and that he has respect. He extends his hand, to which Suzuki scoffs at and walks out of the ring. And Copeland goes on to say that this was a war Christian knows nothing about. Your thoughts on the
Yeah,
match and everything?
two old dudes beating the fuck out of each other. Hell yeah.
Old dudes beating the fuck out of each other.
Uh huh. But it was a good match. I enjoyed it.
And
And
that was Dynamite.
I fairly enjoyed Dynamite.
Uh, I would probably give it a 4 out of 10.
You're just saying that because those seemed that claimed were on it.
The Flame were on it. Orange Cassidy was on it. I had too much Hangman, but that's my personal opinion.
Exactly, and your opinion's wrong.
My opinion is my opinion. It may not be wrong or right.
I don't know. I'm not rating it. I enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. Anywho, tonight, uh, Chris Jericho versus Kyle Fletcher. Can Kyle Fletcher please beat the fuck out of Jericho?
Um,
We need to move on with the Jericho and Don Callis shit. Nobody gives a fuck.
okay. What was the first match? I'm sorry, I was reading an email.
Jericho versus Kyle Fletcher.
Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher just kick his ass. I do
Yeah,
agree.
but like I said,
Yes, I do agree. We need to move on from the Jericho and Don Callis stuff. It's getting a little old. What we got next?
Deanna Perrazzo taking on Taya Valkyrie with
Ooh,
Timeless Tony Storm on commentary.
okay. Tony Storm on commentary is going to be awesome. I like Taya. I like Deanna. So I'm going to be okay with whoever wins. I think it's going to be a good match.
It should be a good match.
I think it might be a good physical match.
Yeah. Then we have John Moxley taking on Hefe Hardy. Moxley will win, but it would be a good match if Hardy keeps doing like he has been doing the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Then we have Hangman Adam Page taking on Toa Leona.
Mm-hmm. Toa, Toa, Toa. I hope Toa breaks that man in half. Literally.
And then we have Swerve versus an unknown opponent of Hangman Adam Page's choice
Now I've
with
heard some rumors
Samoa
that
Joe
his opponent's
on
going to be
commentary.
RVD.
Hmm. But Samoa
What would you
Joe
do if
will
his
be
opponent
on.
was one Okada?
It wouldn't be Okada.
I'm just asking.
It would be great, but it's not Okada.
I would probably have a hole in my ceiling because you would jump through the ceiling.
Probably. But anyways,
Is that all we got?
that is all we got for now.
Man, tonight's
Cause
show don't sound like it's going to be very good. Just on the card.
are
Wow.
you high? I think it's gonna be a good show.
Well, you're also very biased.
I'm not biased.
Boy, please.
I'm not. But
Okay.
anywho,
Okay. We'll go with you not being biased.
but that is all of that. And yeah.
So that was your Dynamite review from last week and getting you set up for Dynamite tonight on TBS. So go watch it. Enjoy.
hmm
We'll be back
But
tomorrow with news. We'll be back Friday for your Rampage update and review from last week.
it's Saturday with Collision.
Yep.
Oh,
It was pretty bad that Collision, people on the internet was saying Collision was better than the Rumble last Saturday.
But anyways, we're not talking about that. Okay. Goodbye, people.
Goodbye.